Hi, this is Quinn, and welcome back to Quintech. And in this video, this is my neighbor's NES Part 2 repair video, and I was actually successful in this repair, and it didn't take as much as I thought. I just cleaned. It was a lot of cleaning with alcohol. I used a lot of Q-tips, cleaning with alcohol around the system, on all the cartridges, and I used this little card thing that I got from my job. It was like a card lock cleaner from my hotel job that worked. It was the perfect thing to clean the cartridge slot because it's hard to get anything in between that little skinny thing and the card slot, or the cartridge slot. So this little card cleaner was the perfect little device to clean the card slot. So I guess it turns out that my card slot and my cartridges were just really dirty and they just needed a really good cleaning. And well, then later I found out that they did have a little bit of corrosion on them. I did this in a later video, part 3. Now this is probably part 4. I already did my part 3. Part 4 was I brought out my apple wine vinegar, not apple wine, my white vinegar, and just put it on a Q-tip and let it sit on these cartridge edges for a minute to break up that corrosion, and then I use rubbing alcohol to clean it off, and now all my cartridges work. In this video, my bump and jump cartridge didn't seem to want to work unless I pushed it to the left, but now after I did the final cleaning, it's working great. So anyway, thanks for coming to my next video on Quintech Retro. I have maybe 1 or 2 more videos to come on this series, and then I have another series on another one of my neighbor's systems, the Sega Genesis. So I hope you come back for that. And thanks for enjoying my channel. Thanks for your likes and subscribes. And if you want to click that bell icon, that's up to you. And well, without further ado, let's move along with my latest video. Alright. Take care. So I don't really want to completely disassemble this because I already got it working. But I do want to try to clean up these pins. They don't seem bent or anything. They seem okay. So I've got this little thing. It's a double-sided lock cleaning card. I work at a hotel, so these are for electronic locks or magnetic locks. And it just looks like a little card, and it's just like a pad that has alcohol in it. I can smell the alcohol in it. So I can insert this in here and clean inside this little small crevice, like so. This probably hasn't been cleaned since 1985, or whenever this system was manufactured. And and yeah, it's getting a little dirty. So apparently it's plastic inside, and then it's got sort of a cotton little outside part sort of glued to it or something. So I think it's clean. And let me see if I can find out when this was manufactured. Copyright 1985. Customer service. Let's call that. Let's see if that customer service line is still working. Maybe we can get this repaired. I don't see any date codes on here. The NES 001, so I'm assuming this is the original model. And without dismantling this completely, I guess there's no easy way to get maybe a date code off the motherboard. And I don't want to go through all that. Oh, it's got all this on the back. Let me see. Didn't really get dirty or anything. It just kind of messed up my little cleaning card. I mean, these are disposable anyway. I might hold on to it. And I can add some more alcohol to it later if I have to clean some more cartridge ports. I don't know what that would do, what I just did. It probably wouldn't do anything, but cleaning inside there might actually help. So, I guess since I cleaned that, I'm gonna hook up the TV again and see what kind of usage I get. See how it works. And if I still have to like slide that cartridge to the right or the left, depending on the cartridge. This probably just has to do with the alignment with these pins. Some cartridges, the pins are, it's not exactly aligned, so that's probably what that has to do with. But, okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to hook up the TV again and see if this works better. But my neighbor, like I say, I got it working. It just, with certain cartridges, you have to sort of slide it all the way to the right and push it in, and with certain cartridges, you have to slide it all the way to the left and push it in. And maybe I'll, yeah, I think I'm gonna put a little WD-40 on these springs. I don't know if that's gonna, and the spring on this cover, it's kind of squeaky. It reminds me of like the Munsters or the Addams Family, some spooky old movie or TV show. But it sounds more like plastic against plastic. I guess it's not even springs, it's just these metal tabs that... So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So let's see, I'm just going to slide this in normally, close it, turn it on, see what happens. Oh look, started right up. I didn't have to slide it to one side or the other. So that was that cartridge. Let's try this one. You just slide it in, close it. This one, not so much. So I think this is the ones that I had to sort of force all the way to the right for the alignment. Let's see. There. Oh. Let's try that one more time. Let's just plug it in, just willy-nilly. Gray screen. Hold down the reset button. Nothing. Turn it off. Push it all the way to the right. Then it's doing that. But then when I hit reset, oh no, it's still doing it. Let me turn it off. Try it one more time. I'm going to line it once more. I'm going to do it from the outside because once I put the cover on, that's the only way we're going to be able to do it. It's gray. Reset. Gray. Power off. Okay, so it's just a little fiddly. So even after it's turned on, if you sort of move it around, just resetting it that time fixed it. Let me try, I was pushing it up, I was kind of pushing it to the right. Let me just try to just slide it in, close it, see what happens. Oh, now it's working just fine. Working fine. Working fine. Unplug it. Plug it back in. Working fine. So, let me try that first cartridge again. Just slide it in, willy-nilly. Close it, turn it on. Working perfectly. So, the only one I'm having trouble with is this bump and jump. I have to sort of fiddle with it. Let's see. Let's try it one more time. Let me just plug it in willy-nilly. Close it. Turn it on. Again, gray screen. If I sort of fiddle with... Oh, no, it's blue screen. If I sort of... Now a solid blue screen with the when I hit the reset button. But if I push strongly to the right when I insert it and put it in, no, now it's not working again. This one doesn't like me. I got it to work a minute ago. Oh, now it's working. So I really had to jam it hard to the right to line up, I guess, the cartridge with the contact. Yeah, it's working fine. Turn off, turn on, working fine. Open it, turn on, close it, works, blinks, reset, works fine, turn off, unplug, and this one seems, it's a very tight squeeze to get in there. So, now gray screen again. Oh, weird garbage on the screen for a second. Garbage on the screen. Reset. Reset. Oh, now it's working. So, maybe I need to clean this again. Let me see. Get another Q-tip. Alcohol. Try cleaning these contacts again. And look, I did get some debris off of there, so maybe it was still dirty. Maybe that was the problem. I hadn't cleaned it up enough the first time. My first try. So let's see now. Just slide it in willy-nilly. Close it. Turn it on. Oh! Unplug it. Just slide it in willy-nilly. Close it. Gray screen. Gray screen. Now it doesn't want to work again. This one's a tough little customer. Let me get another Q-tip. Let me try. Let me saturate it. Try to clean this up a little more. Clean it on the other side. Clean on both sides. Let me get the little card thing. What happened to it? Let me add some alcohol to this. Some of it's spilt on the carpet, but hey, it'll evaporate. I'm not worried about it. cotton fibers caught right there. Alright, let's try this one more time. Plug it in willy-nilly, close it. Blinking gray screen. Reset. Blinking gray screen. Force it to the right. Blinking gray screen. Force it all the way to the left. Working perfectly. Working fine. Okay, so if you plug it in willy-nilly to the right, gray screen. Wait. Plug it in willy-nilly to the right, close it, gray screen. You plug it willy-nilly into the left, gray screen. Oh, I didn't. Works fine. Okay, so let me try these others. I'm just going to do willy-nilly. I'm not pressing left or right, just plugging it in. Works just fine. Working fine. And Metroid, I'm just sliding it in, just however it goes. Plug it in, close it. Works fine. But I bet I'm still going to have a problem with this bump and jump. If I just slide it in just willy-nilly, close it, still a gray screen. But if I slide it in and kind of push it to the left, I bet you it's going to work. There you go. So I guess maybe the cartridge itself is slightly out of alignment. That's the only thing I can figure. The cartridge itself, the contacts are slightly out of alignment. But this seems to be working now. So I repaired this with just some alcohol. And now, supposedly, I'm going to get a Game Gear out of this. And my friend said when he was a kid, he always wanted a Game Gear. His parents didn't have a lot of money. And he took some school trip where they went out of town and stayed in a hotel. And he found this Game Gear sort of hidden under the bed in the room. And that's how he ended up with the Game Gear. And he's had it since he was in, I guess, middle school, maybe. I think middle school, maybe high school, but I think middle school. And look, these look kind of green. So I guess there was a little bit of corrosion. Maybe I'll try cleaning that cartridge one more time. Maybe it's just really dirty. But I think it's more with the alignment of the pins of the cartridge than with cleanliness. Pretty sure it's all clean now. Yeah, I don't even see... Well, I still see a little bit of... Still looks a little dark. This cartridge was quite dirty. Yeah, it's still seeing some green. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to open... Well, I don't have that special bit to open these up, so I can't open up the cartridge. I'm not going to go buy it for a system I don't own and will probably never work on again. Thank goodness the machine itself just used your standard Phillips head. It's still turning gray. So you just have to kind of push it that way. Okay, well. I wouldn't say job well done, but job done. And it's working. And I'm going to go ahead. I have a bunch of extra cables. He didn't have any RCA cables. He just had the RF. He'll probably appreciate this. I was going to give him this little short one. But actually, the short one is more useful for me for if I wanted to hook up some stereo components. It's better to have a shorter cable. Number one, it's not all hanging down. And number two, the shorter it is, the better, the shorter the wire, the better the quality. So, hey, it is what it is. And he didn't tell me to clean anything up. Maybe I'll wipe this down a little bit with some alcohol. Maybe it'll get rid of some of that corrosion. Just grab a paper towel because a tissue is a little bit too thin and might fray and get all over everything. So I just blotted a little bit of alcohol on this. I want to wipe it down. This is the little RF shielding. And I guess technically you don't even need this nowadays because those radio frequencies was supposed to stop interference with televisions mostly, I think. And maybe other radio. But now all the radio frequencies are owned by the cell phone companies. And they're digital, so the spectrum is much smaller. So this just goes on top here, like so. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. And it's probably easier just to do with this. It does have the magnetic tip, so you can, well, it's not that magnetic apparently. And I will use the technique I've been shown on YouTube when you're trying to screw into plastic, especially if these vintage... You piece of crap. How annoying. So it is slightly magnetic, barely. Anyway, the technique I've been shown is when you put it in the hole, get it lined up, you spin in an unscrewing motion until it sort of clicks, and then that's when you know it's in the groove, so you don't cut a new groove into the plastic. So there's that one. It's a delicate little process. And it feels like it's trying to cut new grooves. I'm not trying to cut new grooves. Maybe it's this particular screw. It's a slightly different size. Let me try a different one. Let me loosen this one. I think this scooted up a little bit. Yeah, maybe I should unplug it too. Yeah, the holes were not quite aligned. So I scooted that up a little bit. So now maybe the screw will fit in more flush like it should. And I'm going to scoot that up a little bit so it's flush. Here comes the rain again. Falling on my head like a new emotion. Falling on my head like a lover's dream. I'm waiting for you. Talk to me like lovers do. Walk to me like lovers do. I know it's a little bit off key there, sorry. But the Eurythmics, you gotta love them. And Annie Lennox's solo career, also good. She hasn't put anything out in a while. I wonder whatever happened to her. She's gotta be getting a bit older now. I mean, she was in her 20s, I think, when I was in high school, so she's probably at least 10 years older than me. Maybe more, maybe 15. So, she's at least 60, 65 by now, judging by my age. So I'll be 50 this year, in September. It's hard to believe. Been on this earth for almost half a century. Yeah, that trick works great. If you screw counterclockwise and feel it fall into that groove, then when you screw it in, it's like so smooth. It's like you don't have to cut new, you don't have to cut new screw grooves. It just falls into the original groove. So smooth. Well, I might have got them mixed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 on the inside. So, but they're all the same size screw, so I didn't screw anything up. Thank goodness. So let me unplug that. Oh, I never did the shoot. The WD-40. And unfortunately I lost the little. So I'm going to try to do this. Oh, look, it's not squeaking anymore. Nice. That's what I was trying to achieve. So maybe if I squirt a little bit here, a little bit there. Try to wipe off the excess. I wish I had the little squirty straw thing. I better try to clean up in here a little bit. I don't want too much excess WD-40 around here. Well, that doesn't make a squeaky noise. That's good. Oh, and now this doesn't either. It used to go squeak, 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 squeak. Now it doesn't. And it opens much smoother. Nice. He never asked me to clean this up, but at least give it a little wipe down. A lot of people I watch, they talk about their Windex or whatever. This is what I use, Rain-X glass cleaner. Non-streak. It sort of has a kind of a polish, I guess. That's what makes it makes the, I mean, the original Rain-X was made for like car windows, windshields, to make the rain bead up and not collect. So I think this does have a little bit of some kind of polish inside of it. I'm sure it's a real unabrasive, like, light formula. I hope so. I don't want to mess anything up. I'm sure my neighbor will appreciate me cleaning it up a little bit. Like on my stuff, I don't really care. I sort of do, but it's not a priority, I guess I would say. But it's nice to have stuff a little bit shiny and clean. There is, I don't want to have to break out the magic eraser on this. Well, I'm not going to, because magic eraser can actually kind of damage stuff if you're not careful. So to get in this grill, I'm just going to use a toothpick and this frickin' cheap toothpicks. Shouldn't break that easy. How dirty that was. Yeah, apparently you should never do that to a cartridge. You should never go to a cartridge. But to clean this case, I don't think it's going to do any harm. This crappy toothpick. How dare it be so crappy. Anyway. I'm gonna earn that Game Gear, darn you. Alright, there's that. Yeah, let me get around this edge. Use a different piece of paper towel. Edge before I put the top back on. Get any crusties out of there, if there are any. This system is really clean. Doesn't look like it was ever in a smoker's home. There's hardly even any dust. There's definitely no like brown stains like if it were in a smoker's home. So I should know. I'm a smoker and I know what that looks like. Alright, I think I've been around every edge there. So, pop the lid on. Put these screws in. Okay, now that I've cleaned it all up, let's make sure it's still working. I'm sure it is. I'm not worried. All I did is put the lid on and wipe it down a little bit. But these cartridges okay. So Metroid, just slide it in, press it, close it. Look, just starts up just fine. Spy versus Spy. Just slide it in. Wherever it lands, press it, close it. Loads up just fine. But this bump and jump is a little problematic. Just put it in there, Just slide it in, close it. It wants to be problematic, but if you kind of push it to the left, all the way to the left as much as you can when you're inserting it, then works every time. So, problem solved. So this is Quintech Retro, my first repair video that actually went okay. Didn't work with my Amiga. I had problems. Well, I did get my I did get that, what was it, the AIO to S to USB for my Atari working. I did get that working, so and the other composite cable for my Atari, I fixed that, so I'm not completely useless. I'm not good at soldering. This didn't require any soldering. So, like I say, this was a spare cable I had, and I'm going to donate this to my downstairs neighbor. Alright, well, thanks for coming along, and thanks for enjoying my videos, and I appreciate you joining my channel, and you have a good night, and take care. Alright. Goodbye. Signing off. Quintech Retro.